Clean that camera away. What's going on? Peace and big, huge, ginormous blessings to everybody. Shango Ray here. And the title of this video is "How do you know if your magic flopped?" A very interesting subject, I think. But first and foremost, got a little bit of Juju news here for all my active board members. I just wanted to make a quick announcement. Also, so Hillary, and your email does start with MES, or mesmeric is a part of that email. And Mr. George, and your email does start with GMON. Yeah, if you haven't checked in your email, there is an email from yours truly. And basically, it just says how you are being selected, gifted a complimentary 3 question psychic email reading. And you can redeem it anytime, within 30 days, preferably, please. But I wonder if that's going to come out on the video or if y'all heard that. Um, every time the planetary hour kicks in, you know what I'm saying? It announces. I have my phone turned on. Anyhow, so yes, I wanted to make that quick announcement. But how do you know if something flopped? Okay. Um, I want, to me, honestly, I wanted to talk about how that relates to change, because change does happen literally in the twinkle of an eye. Okay. It really does. True change happens in the twinkle of an eye. What takes so fucking long is for us to actually get to that point where we're ready for that change. That's what takes a fucking long time. So, as it relates to how do you know if your magic flopped, or how do you know if it's just, uh, how do you know if it's just not, if it's one of those not yet? It's either yes, no, or not yet, basically. And, many people get, and I hope this doesn't start with the signal. Many people get impatient, and many of you have actually done things, magical works and stuff like that. And, it's weird. I don't know if you, like, for example, think 1 year ago today. Okay. It does happen to be September 11th. What's up, Susie C? Think back 1 year ago today. Now, I'm sure there are some things that are pretty much the same, but I'm sure in other areas or other contexts, there has been some changes, and it probably, a lot of these, if I'm not mistaken, have happened in a way where it's like you stop and you look and you say, God damn, like it's like a 180-degree change. Like, when did that happen? Sometimes a lot of you, your magic has worked. You just either forgot that you casted for it, or it may have been a more subtle, because sometimes results, listen, man, results ain't always going to be fucking lightning from the sky, clouds parting, seas parting, twin tornadoes ushering you into the passageway of your wish fulfilled and all that. Like, sometimes the shit is going to be very fucking subtle, very subtle. And it may take longer than you anticipated. But, like, for example, if you think 6 months is a long time, think back to 6 months ago from today. Right? I mean, that seemed like just that long ago. You know what I'm saying? Just that long ago. And already now we're here, September 11th. Like, the year's already basically almost fucking gone. And before you know it, it's going to be December 31st, and 2018 is going to be done. It's gone. So when some people hear that it might take 6 months, it might take 5 months, it might take 3 months to manifest, something. Like, no one can really tell for sure. People freak the fuck out. because a lot of people are still, and some of us, I from both sides, as far as like how, as for my clients, I want to give them what they want more than they probably want, almost, you know what I mean. I could also understand how certain people come to me in certain states of duress, desperation, which, by the way, after this quick phase, like, we're changing it all up. I'm not working with that energy no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just personal preference. It's nothing personal. It's just my personal preference. I don't want to work with that. But, people get impatient. Some people get impatient. You probably may have gotten impatient. I know I have gotten impatient. Um, the last thing you want to do is to feel like you're sitting around biting your nails. So how do you know if your shit flopped? You know, um, if you have forgotten about it and it still ain't manifested, and mind you, some things may even take a fucking year to manifest. Like, if for some people an ideal body might take a year to manifest. Does that mean, just because it didn't happen in 3 weeks, that it's not going to happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, what I guess my point is really all about perspective. Hey, let me say hey to everybody. Patricia, hey, how are Deanna's World? Deanna's World. Kim verse. I'm looking through a cracked screen, so forgive me if how you doing? How's everybody doing? So it's like the more you can kind of let go of the shit, the more you can let go of actually needing it. And I know that sounds cliche, because it is, you know. Um, it's like, next thing you know, you're gonna find out, like, it's going to be, it's gonna be in your reality, or you're gonna find yourself, like I said, you're gonna just like, how this happened, like, wow, like, all this shit in my life is already flipped around, and like, back when I was thinking about how is this shit gonna happen, it almost seemed like it was impossible, and now here I am, and it's like shit just, like, when did this happen? You know what I mean? But you do got to be patient. Some of the things that we are asking for are kind of like, I guess you can say, like, dirty requests in a way, like, we, not in a good way either, but it's like we don't really want that. You know what I mean? um a true process. Kim, yes, it is very difficult to be patient at times. Once again, if you're in a state of desperation, neediness, that is the worst place to come from. It really is. Number one, it feels like shit. Number two, it's like, we've all heard the saying, a watch pot never boils. And it's pretty much it's pretty much the same as that. It's trying to boil some water and standing there watching it. It's planting a seed and standing there waiting to watch it grow through the soil and shit. It's just like, as opposed to, like, you do it, you water it, you go about your day, you go about your business. Next thing you know, there's a fucking sprout coming out. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool. And then next thing you know, it's a goddamn plant. So, I mean, I think you'll also know by also how you feel. Like, if you forget about it and some time goes by and, like, it just does not happen, even after several months, you should at least see some type of motion or something. Patricia Ratliff, yeah. It can be. It can be. It definitely can be. You know, doesn't necessarily have to be. And sometimes, if you just get stuck on it, I mean, but that's also part of why it does seem to take that long. It's the same thing with, like, the class that you hated most in school always took the longest. You know what I'm saying? The clock, like, it seemed like an hour, every hour a minute would go by. Yeah, feel me. So yeah. Um, But I would say to some of you guys, like, look back, look around. Some of the shit you done casted for done came to pass, and you were probably too busy or not paying attention. So, sometimes, I mean, oftentimes we get what we want because we even forgot that we cast about it, And when I say cast, that could even just be within yourself, setting some type of intention or, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, so you'll know also how you feel because some things you may cast for it and then it's like afterwards just like I don't even care, like it was kind of just like a blank, it was kind of like one of them just sloppy intentions, like you actually didn't really want that in the first place. You wanted what you thought it would give you, you wanted, and that's the truth of the matter, like you really want, you feel you need this thing or whatever it is to feel a certain way, to have a certain feeling. Granted, food, water, like obviously your physical body needs that to survive, shelter, you know. But besides that, we all want something. Everything's like a drug, it makes you feel something, you know. So it's a permission slip to feel something. It really is, when in truth, reality, we don't really actually need it to feel what we want to feel. Passion tea. Yes, yes, yes. I just wanted to stop in, first of all, because I missed everybody. And I know I'm kind of just like random with it as far as like, here he is. Like, but Daniela Denham, what's going on? But, I missed everybody. I just wanted to come on here and just make a very quick video. I'm kind of scattered right now. I've got a lot of shit going on right now, so I'm just kind of like, my thoughts, I admittedly are kind of scattered right now. But um, I just wanted to answer the main question. The title of that is, how do you know if it flopped? Because more so because I do see a lot of people who kind of give up on shit because I mean human nature especially now is just so impatient, you know. Even when people start something, and I used to do the same shit. I used to do the same shit. I would start something and I would think that just because I started something or I started this new business or whatever it was, that like I was just going to be rewarded for it. And the second I hit some type of a bump or something unexpected happened, it would just deflate the fuck out of me. It would kill all my motivation. It would kill everything, and I would just give up. Hola, I have done so much for my, yeah. Sometimes giving up is what's needed. Giving up is the equivalent of letting go, you know. And as it has been said before, and I give credit to where I hear shit at. There's a lecturer goes by the name of Brother Panic, and I just want to say it. Like he's not the first one to say this, but in this context of like magic, that's like letting the particle turn back into a wave in quantum terms. When it's a wave, it can become anything, but when it solidifies into a particle, now it's defined. It's not infinite. It's just it's what this is defined as right now until it goes back into wave form. So just like when you put your intentions or you put your, whatever it is out that you're working for, whatever it is that you're, uh, whether you choose to look at it as you're switching realities to an alternate reality where you already have it, or whether you look at it as you're bringing something in to your reality. I mean, I guess that's really semantics. It really doesn't matter which way you look at it. But if you never fucking let go, how the fuck is it supposed to do anything? I ask you. How? You're not letting it go. You know what I'm saying? How in the fuck is it supposed to go out and do what it's supposed to do and then be able to come back to you or appear to come back to you in the form that you most desire? How is it going to do that if you're fucking holding on? Your knuckles are turning white. It's like if I was to hand you some money and then you take the money and you're like, gee, thanks. And I'm like, ugh, and I'm not letting it go. Like, how are you supposed to get it if I don't let go? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that whole letting go is important as the focus, as all the effort, or actually shouldn't be too much effort. If you're using a lot of effort, that means you're trying to force shit, and that's never It's just never productive, man. You know, the only way that when forcing shit kind of comes into play is like getting yourself in the habit of doing shit that you don't want to do when it needs to be done, you know? Because if you let your emotions rule you, you're never going to feel like doing anything. You're never going to feel like working out, or you're never going to feel like, working on that project. It's always a better idea to fucking eat Chips Ahoy and, scratch your private parts and just, watch Netflix or whatever. Like that always sounds like a greater idea. You know what I'm saying? So if you never let it go, how the fuck will you know? All right? Like, you will know because A, it's going to feel like you're holding on. B, at very best, you may get results. You'll get an almost, like I call them, almost. Like, either it'll seem like a wink or possibly a fart from the universe. You know what I'm saying? A poot from the universe. And it's like almost, but it's not what I was, it's definitely not it, but it's like, okay, so that must mean either maybe I'm getting close or something. But some of that also has to do with um, like the resonance of your frequency. It might be dodgy, it might be shifty, it might not be consistent enough. There is a certain amount of consistency needed, even in consistency and letting go. Like, and every time it comes back to your mind, like sometimes one thing I used to do is if I, would cast for something or do something, and then the shit started coming back to my mind, I would just instantly imagine it in my mind light on fire. Like it would just evaporate in flame and then just be gone, and then I would just move to something else. Like I wouldn't get mad that, oh fuck, I'm thinking about it, that means I'm hindering my shit. No, I would just be like, in my head it's almost like it was covered in lighter fluid and just and it would just, that's what I would do in my head. That's how I process it. It might be something different for y'all or whatever, I don't know. But you know if you never let go, how the fuck will you know? And that is what I wanted to say. Because that is more than likely, 9 times out of 10, what is actually, it's not about anything flopping. It's not about, anything. It's just we haven't let it go. Like there's something for each and every one of us that is like, that hits our buttons, that hits your hot spot. You know what I mean? That is not just so easy to let go of, for us in this present moment. But that is what is required. So if you get clear on the what and the why, and I mean, you really ain't got to trip on the how, because the how will almost come to you and show you how, step by step. But the other side of that coin, the other side of that polarity, is the letting go part, the forgetting. You got to kind of do this shit. You got to go back and forth. It's okay to revisit it. It's okay to recharge it, because there is a certain amount of repetition that also must be done too, because your subconscious mind loves repetition. So how do I be repetitive but not obsessive? You know, you got to do that dance, baby. You got to do that dance, that in and out, that in and out. Get in and then get out. And getting out means forget about it. Forget about it. So that's how you do it, man. I mean, that's a way to do it, I'll say. But anyways, I done spattered on long enough. Just want to tell everybody, love y'all. Hopefully, in some form or fashion, there was one little piece of information here that was able to assist you. And actually, let me correct myself again. Fuck hope. Hope is a weak word. Okay, it's my intent that this information serve you in the best way that it can. In the best way as it relates to you, which is different for every one of you. You know. Let me go back here real quick here. Hold on. Let me see here. Jen Dunham. Of course, my lovely goddess Susie C out there. La Via Milene. How you doing? I don't believe I've ever seen you before. Nelly Soto. Yes, yes, yes. Rising Aquarius. It's all about distracting yourself. So we are going to be out of here. I just want to tell everybody I love y'all. You know, thank you for this afternoon quickie. And we shall do it again here. Some I don't know. It was just kind of on my mind, and of course, like I talk about things that also like relate to myself too, and or whether I have to deal with it, So I wanted to just discuss it. Like let's talk about it. Why don't we talk about it? Oh, Lala, Layla, I'm telling you this screen, dude. Connie, what's going on, mom? Yes, yes. But anyhow, without further ado, though, let me let y'all go. Let y'all do your thing. It's been a pleasure being able to see y'all. I gotta tell you, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Wow. So we'll be catching up again here. Maybe a little bit later tonight or something. I don't know. There's been some shit on my mind and I'd be forgetting about it. You know what I mean? But like the shit I really want to say, and then it's like if you don't catch it and you don't get it down, it's like whew, it's gone. Take care of yourself too, Ms. Vasquez. I love y'all. Peace and blessings.